Okay, guys, shall we start today? If you guys can hear my audio, please reply on the chat and I will see you. Can everyone see me? Can everyone see me? Series called Quarantine Got Your Mind, and I hope there are more products coming from this workshop of theirs. And I'm happy to see each and every one of you. And I would love to have this as a very interactive session so that we can clarify all the doubts and all the queries as at the moment. So we shall go for it. Can everyone just give me a yes, please, from the chat? Yes. First of all, I would like to know my population. I mean, just can you, all the persons watching this, can you please tell me your name? As I mean, your name is already there, but I just want to know your designation, either from your first year, second, or final year, or the post. I mean, of course, MBBS, so that I can drive the session towards that. Okay, just tell me your designation. Each and every one of your designation. Each and every one of your designation in the chat. I would love to hear. Just I want to get a brief idea about what is the population I'm dealing with. Final year, post, okay, final year, post MBBS, final years, second years, first year. We see a lot of second year, first year. Okay, good. Okay, so we have a lot of different background people coming over here. So I would like to touch in each and every part of MBBS curriculum that we'll see, right from the first year till the post MBBS period. So PG, it's like just two words, but it has a very long meaning to it. It's going to give you the steps for your career to just get up in your career. So these two words, PG, post graduation, it might seem like just two words, but trust me, getting a PG is very hard, really hard, and that too, getting the PG of your choice is actually impossible. But it's not impossible; it is I am possible. It is very much possible. Each and every one of you can get it. It's not like I'm studying in a private college, I can't do this. I failed in my first year, I can't do this. Trust me, I've been there, done that. I mean, a lot of people are there who have just successfully cleared it. All you need to know is just three things in your life. Can anyone just tell me what do you need? The three things in life. What is the three most important thing needed for a PG discussion? Hard work, dedication, focus, consistency. Dedication. Dedication. Very good. I mean, I can see that at least some of you see yourself ahead. All these words are applicable, absolutely. But more than all this, I believe that you should be happy first. You should be happy. Yes, dedication, consistency, determination, these are all the founding fathers of success. But the drive for success always starts with a dream. I hope that all of you, after seeing this session, start dreaming and start longing for it. That's how it starts. It all starts as a dream. Then you need to work upon the dream. That is, first you should be dedicated to your dream and determine it. You should be so much determined, dedicated to it. And last but all, it's not one day of work, it's about a culminative days of work, right from start to day one to day infinity. You should keep working each and every day for your success. That is always a part of consistency. So, am I audible to all of you? Am I audible to every one of you? Okay, cool. So, basically, postgraduate exam, next, NEET, AIIMS, JIPMER. Come on, everything is all scary names. What should I do? A while back when I was preparing for my PG entrance, a junior one asked me, sir, is PG exam tough? Is PG exam impossible? Is exam impossible? I thought of him and I told him, man, it's not tough. It's very easy. Trust me. Okay, statistically speaking, the chances of you getting a seat is very good. Statistically, I'm going to talk only about science. About 2 lakhs people write the exam. I mean, you have a lot of number of seats available in India. And moreover, I just want you to concentrate that this exam is not tough. It's easy. But as far as the thing is concerned, the journey is hard. But the destination is easy. If I just told you it is easy, everyone would have done it. But it's not. It is easy, but some people are not dedicated, consistent, and determined to what they want. So first, the first question about the session is PG exam tough or easy? I would suggest you it's easy. You have a higher chance of cracking NEET than dying on the road. Am I clear to every one of you? Is my audio clear to every one of you? Yes. Okay. Cool. So the next thing people ask me, fear. Should I fear about this? Should I not fear about this? I would tell you should be afraid. Should be afraid. I mean, not getting this should make you get up in the bed. If you're not, fear is the most important impulse in your life, and I think that you should use it productively. Channel all that negative fear into positive fear. I mean, you should be so afraid to lose that you should win. Otherwise, there is no point of just fearing and doing nothing. I always believe that you should at least try. Don't be without. It's like, what if I fail? What if I do this? What if I did? Trust me, guys, this what if never went to the successful pathway. So the first thing you need to know is that this what if, this thinking, the forethinking, the procrastination should all stop. I believe you just dream about it. It's just you have to start somewhere. Trust me, day one is really very, very bad. Day two is also bad. Day five, you're gonna just get beat up everywhere. But trust me, as soon as you go for day 15, you're gonna be like, I'm used to this, man. Come on, I can do this. And day 25, day 50, and then one fine day, you're gonna be a winner. Winning is about how much times you get up every time you fall. Am I clear? So, uh, the next exam, the NEET exam, the AIIMS exam, all of this is a much like, right now. It must be a little mind turner for all of you. So, I would suggest you if you are actually thorough with your subjects in all of them, everything they're gonna ask you only in these 19 subjects. I believe you should study in such a way that you're able to handle all these exams. That I think you should go in depth about your subject revision, and you can ask me like regarding how to prepare. I will just come tell you forcefully. Am I audible? Like, am I clear? Okay, a very good question is how, sir, how to manage time? What do you mean by time? Can you please describe how to manage time? Like in what way you are asking? Okay, 19 subjects and so much syllabus but 6 months. That is actually a very valid question. But if you come to know that, is it enough, sir? Okay. So basically, I always believe that it's not a one day's work, and I would probably suggest you should always concentrate on your first year, second year, third year. You should just study superficially. I mean, what is superficially? I just believe that you should just study for the next day. There are people who can, if you are able to study more, like I'm not like the people who can study like regularly, but if you're able to study more, then for day one is always good. If you have a very starting before from day one, that is actually a very good thing. But if you're not, I always believe the next alternative is to study superficially. Like prepare for the next day exam, prepare for the next day internals. At least you know something about something. And then while you finish your internship, or when you're doing an internship, I would like to go back to that place and revise it again and be thorough with it. Go more in depth. As such, 19 subjects in 6 months is a very possible time. I'm telling you, lots of people have done it, and I think you should. It's like you have to study at least 5 hours per day, but it is a possible task. It's not impossible. I would love to answer any more questions on this live stats, please. How much revision needed? Okay. So basically, I would suggest you should do at least three revisions. The first revision is actually you're going to be your in-depth review. I always believe you should study a subject till you finish it. So suppose if I'm going to study microbiology, I hope that I'll finish microbiology and only microbiology in 10 days. I would not going to go any other subject but fully concentrate on microbiology. It takes a lot of time, but if you're able to manage your time and if you're able to do productive work, and I think it is actually very feasible task. So how much revision is needed? I will obviously say at least three revision is needed. The first one is just like moderate mild revision where you're just initially there you're going to secure at least you need to secure about 50 to 60 percentage, and then the second revision is always going to be a 70 to 80 percentage, and obviously the third revision when you come to it you're going to know that's going to be so used to that. I think you should at least score more than 90 percentage for it if you do it properly. That is. So specifically, which subject should I focus more? Okay. So all these exams feature exam like they have the part A, part B, part C series that is in NEET that consists of about 300 questions. Whereas in AIIMS and GPMR it is a little different. I mean it is the same, but the weightages are jumbled here and there. So I would probably suggest you start with your final year subjects. I think post intern, post MBBS, I think that is a very easy. You can just like regroup it, but I want you to study in depth. Well, in your final year, I don't think you would have studied so much of in depth. So what I did is I know certain concept, but I needed to know what is inside the concept. Suppose fever, I could tell you five reasons for fever, but sometimes the exam asks you one or one reasons for fever. So that you have to nourish, polish in that new post internship phase. Which subject should I focus more? Obviously, I would suggest you to focus more on medicine, OPG. These are high weighted subjects. Medicine, particularly if you study it properly, I think it covers most of your MBBS study. Any other any other queries, please? I would love to. What is the weightage for forensic? Actually, forensic it has a very low weightage. It's a low subject. I mean, low weightage subject. I think at about 10 questions come from forensic. Forensic is a subject where you just need to know about the facts. The facts are not going to change much, so it is a very high scoring subject. But obviously, the volume of facts you need to memorize is a little too much. Which source should I read? What are the there are many, as you know. What have you followed? I personally feel that you should know what you like. Suppose I am a person who likes to split. I don't like to sit in class. I obviously sleep off in the class, and it would be very hard for me to see 8 hours of class that are such in the live class. So I pretty much enjoy this video sessions such as Marrow and I think Marrow has a very good database where you can be sufficient enough. I prepared only for Marrow. I just took 7 months and I got the November AIIMS. I'm in third year. Which subject wise pattern should I follow? I think right now you should just give a high weightage on community medicine. That is has a long. Community medicine is a very high yield. Systemized study is good or subject wise. I believe subject wise study is actually good. Systemized study should be done when you're doing a third revision. Books such as USMLE Step 1 First Aid is actually a very good book, and a lot of question contains high yield questions all of from that book. I think you should refer that book. So from which year the preparations should be started for PG? Ideally to say that you should start PG preparation right from birth, but it's not possible. So I think you should probably start now. Overseas opportunities. What overseas opportunities are you looking for, Ms. Ashmita? There are lots of overseas opportunities such as the USMLE, BLAB, the Australian Medical Board examination, got the European Medical Board examination as well. How to get overseas seat? See, primarily the most sought out seat is most highly sought out from Indians is USMLE, United States Medical Licensing Examination. It consists of 3 steps. The clearing rate of USMLE is very minute, but it's possible. So I think you should. I think we can have that on a different session. Overseas opportunities. What is the pattern for NEET? Pattern for NEET is about 300 questions. Part A, Part B, Part C. I think Part C consists of 150 questions. Part B is about 100 questions, and Part A is about 50 questions. Part A is considered about anatomy is going to come 17. Biochemistry is going to be 17, and biochemistry is 16, and anatomy and physiology are 17 questions are going to come. The others are the community medicine 25, pathology 20, and pharmacology 20, forensic 10. I think I'll put up a blueprint about it. Sir, is Marrow itself enough to get a seat, sir? Orders without going to I'm a totally a guy who just studied in Marrow. I think it's probably the best to study in Marrow. If you are not able to go to routine classes, I think that would be sufficient for you. How much hours you spend for studying during your preparation days, sir? It actually depends. Like 5 hours, 6 hours is a very good time. It's not only about seeing the videos. I actively saw the videos. I took notes and I did a lot of questions. I always had a discipline of doing 200 questions per day. The 100 questions will be a subject test. If I'm going to study about anatomy, I'm going to start about anatomy. Even if I don't know, I won't skip it. I will just make sure that I look at the 4 options and then go for it. And then another 100 is going to be a mix of all the 19 subjects. I just want to know how much. So every day, I think you will get about a percentage. I think I done that in the custom Q bank tomorrow. I think every day you should do some questions, about 200 questions. That will cause some residual memory, and that will be returned in your life. Sir, how frequently should I give grant tests? Okay, that is a very good question. How frequently? I believe you should give a grant test each and like every time. Like I would suggest in a week, every Sunday. I think you should do a grant test till you write your PG. Even if you don't know the answer for the grant test, I just want you to sit and ponder that question for 2 to 3 minutes, and you need to just look at the 4 options. Trust me, all these will go into your residual memory, and this residual memory will. If suppose you're seeing the same question in your PG exam, it's +4 and it is not -1. Underrated PG courses. Which PG course do you think is underrated? I would probably say pathology is underrated, microbiology is underrated, community is underrated, psychiatry is underrated. Usually in preparation time, sometimes we get to depression. How to get rid of it? What is the motivation? Absolutely. Like if you're not depressed, you're not human. Come on. It's a mammoth task, but trust me, you might get depressed today. But it's better to get depressed and but study. And but if you're gonna not study, I think you're gonna be depressed for your whole life. Trust me, it's better to cry in a BMW rather than a Maruti Suzuki. It's all up to you. Depression, appreciation, it's all up to you. It's very. I mean, I have been in a lot of phases of depression cycling, but trust me, it is now. As soon as you just finish it off, it's not gonna be like. It's gonna be like, come on, man. Why did I even get depressed of this? That phase of life will pass soon for you guys. So what about next exam? Dude, I just think you should just chill right now. Just prepare everything, and that's what I'm saying. You should prepare the 19 subjects thoroughly so that they can give you next, best, whatever they can. You should know that everything is going to be asked from the same shit Harrison's book or the same shit Swart's book. If you're thorough with that, you can handle anything in your life, and that's how toppers do. You can't be like, I'm going to study only for NEET. I mean, you should be ready for whatever life throws at you. How to cope up with final year as well as PG preparation simultaneously, or both should be done dealt separately? I always believe that final year should be set aside for your own work. I don't want you to go study for your PG preparation, but always study in view of your PG preparation. That means you need to study for final year, knowing that you need to answer the questions that are going to come at your university. That is your basic foundation. If you want to start building without a foundation, I think the building will just crumble and break. So obviously, never neglect your subjects in your medical years. Internship, that is the time where you need to focus on your in-depth studies. Before that, I want you to be superficial about it. Will next be implemented? Anna? I think you should ask Mr. Modi ji for that question. Which PG course is best, sir? Okay, it's a very good pondering thought. Like some say, I mean, first you need to know either a medical person or a surgical person, and then that would be a good thing. PG course, everyone's like, it's up to you. I don't think PG course is that good. Everything is good. It is better to get into end subjects courses like gynae, pediatrics, ortho, or take MT courses and do specialty. And that is also a personal choice. If I believe I just want to settle in my life after 3 years, I took an end specialty such in orthopedics. If I wanted to, study more and be like the great Hippocrates, I would have taken an I would have not taken a science special. That depends upon you. That is personally a personal. That is totally a personal question. So feel free to ask questions. I would love to. I want this to be an interactive session. I would love to share my knowledge with you. So it is not going to be only working if I just keep on talking. I want some other way around communication also. Please shoot out your questions. How to handle internship as well as our preparation, like how to manage both. Trust me, it is very stressful, very very stressful. If your internship is hard, make sure that you learn at least some practical aspect in your internship. Some exams such as AIIMS have given high value of what you learn in your internship. The practical value of life is always going to be learned in an internship. Don't neglect your internship just to study PG. Trust me, you need to know how to put an IV catheter or urinary catheter or how to do a blood transfusion or tracheostomy. If you really leave this and you don't study this and you go for a PG and then you don't learn it and one fine day you have demonstrated and it's going to be very embarrassing for all of you. Trust me, it is very gettable. Even post internship, it is very gettable. Okay. Good. Advantage of doing PG in central institution or government college? That is a very good question. I was allotted MD Radiology in Kilpatrick Medical College this year, and I got MS Orthopedics in Madras Medical College next year. So as far as my thing goes, I went and compared both of the thing. Central Institute, the bed number is very limited, and actually, but it's like a corporate thing. You get your pay is good, learning you'll be learning the topmost high end things. If you're in a government college, you learn everything. You do about like 150 cases per day. that is actually a good thing. Like, I mean, it depends upon if you want to be something very polished. I think you should go for a central institute. I personally like to do in a central. I would personally think central institutes are much better than government colleges. Differentiate between central exams like AIIMS and NEET PG. When I prepared for NEET PG and actually I never prepared for AIIMS. Like AIIMS was more of like I just wanted to throw a stone and I wanted to hit the glass or not. But I'll tell you something. AIIMS is more of a practical based exam. It's going to test your mind. NEET is more of a factual based exam. I think it's about how good your revision was. AIIMS is more of testing your knowledge, whereas NEET is more of testing your revision. That is the two important things. So when to start pre-preparation? As I told you before, there is never a time to start pre-preparation. Ideally, you should start right when you're born, but you can't do that. So you should start now. That is the best time to do that. How to split up subjects while preparing? That is a very good question. I always started from top to bottom. Like I started with my this one. One thing I'll tell you, you should be clean and thorough with your core clinical subject. That is your microbiology, pathology, pharmacology, community medicine. These, if you are very thorough, no one can shake you. Trust me, part A will be tough, part C will be tough, but part B is going to be stagnant. If you really study it thoroughly, you can answer everything about your part A and part C. Any other questions? I would love to answer this. I wanted it to be an interactive session. That's why I don't want me to be the only one talking. So can you please ask me more questions? I would love to help you. Please don't feel shy. Shall we wind up the class if any no other question is there, or final call? Any other questions? Am I audible to all of you? Sir, how to cope up with the low time means how to be motivated always. That's a very good question, Miss Alisha Patra. But the answer lies within you. If you see, you need to know that you not getting a PG seat is going to should awake you at the night. That should be motivating to you. That should drive you. That fear of failure, that negative fear should be channeled into positive fear. Obviously, you're gonna get depressed. Obviously, you're gonna make ignored. All your relatives are gonna ask you, you're still here, you're studying. But trust me, embarrassment, failures, all these are steps to success. Trust me, you fail 1,000 times. That is much better than you saying I will try also. Systemized learning should always be done at the end of your revision. I have a list about top rated colleges. That would be the first college would be for obviously AIIMS Delhi. The second would be Madras Medical College. Third will be MAMC, Maulana Azad Medical College. Like there are lots of good colleges. I think you can just Google them up. You'll get a lot of good. That depends upon where you're doing, how you're doing, and which locality you are in. I think we have a lot of population from different places. So, what is your NEET PG story from preparation to getting a rank? Trust me, like for the first time I wrote NEET, I got 55,000 rank. But you know what I did? I knew I was going to get this rank, so that I started studying the next day. I didn't want to waste time. Trust me, like for the first time I wrote NEET, I got 55,000 rank. But you know what I did? I knew I was going to get this rank, so that I started studying the next day. I didn't want to waste time. You just have to look at the big picture. The big picture is the most important thing. Trust me, all your life, each and every determination, dedication, consistency. That's all the three things you need in life. Never let anyone put a finger on your head and make you move in your life. You need to strike back, make a stand. You're the best in what you do. So you should always believe that success is not well away from you. Can you elaborate on the standard books in pre-final and final year subjects that are helpful in pre and university? I never studied in standard books. I always wanted an easy way out, and I just wanted to study some concept. But I think that was not going to be sufficient for most of you guys. I always believe that you should study everything superficially when you're in MBBS career, and then after you finish your MBBS, when you're thorough, you should study something about everything in your MBBS and everything about something in your post MBBS. What is the meat? Uh, my cutoff in AIIMS was around 97 percentage, 97, and my NEET rank was around 2000. I'm not sure about every varies. I think you should just look at the trends right now and see what to do. Group study or individual study or two people study, which is the best? I mean, that is also a very good question. I never touched upon this. So, this group study or individual study, some people might be comfortable with individual study, some people comfortable with group study. I always believe that there should be someone next to you, so that either it should be a support system or it should be an enemy. It's just the two things. It should not be a friend. It should be a support system or it should be your enemy, so that at least the support system will support you or the enemy will try to put you down so that you will get up more stronger. Any other questions, or we can wind up the class? So, how to use the question bank of Marrow? What does it takes to be a surgeon? Okay, man, but I seriously say what it takes to be a surgeon. I think you should know. Like, either you're born physician or you're born surgeon. There's no in between. What it takes to be a surgeon. Surgeon's life is actually a very shitty job. Trust me. You need to do your life. I think it would be worth it. How to use question bank? Question. I mean, question banks of Mara. I think after you finish that, seeing a video and taking notes of it, I think you should not do the question bank of the topic at the same time. You should wait for 1 year and then, I mean, sorry, 1 day, and then you go for that question. If you study a topic today, suppose I studied about fractures in the upper limb, I want you to do the questions about fractures on the upper limb tomorrow, so that you don't have a sort of fake confidence that you just learned everything and you know that is not memory. Memory is all about retrieving your information and then proceeding out. This is just what you saw 5 minutes back. This is short-term memory, and I don't think that is going to be good for your health. You should always go back and retrieve. Thank you, sir. What should we do in our free period? I think we should just go have a good sleep. Sleeping is very important, and night rest is equally important. There is no there. I mean, there people can't say that you can do this 24/7. I think you should just probably take a very good sleep. You should pamper yourself by buying all the Italian food, Russian food, or whatever food you want to eat. And I think you should just get fat more and be happy. You should be happy. And like it will be enough starting preparation after final year. I think that would be sufficient amount of time is there after you finish your final year. That is very good. What about diploma courses after MBBS? Diploma courses, for me, I don't think. I think or each and every one of you can secure an MD and MSc. Diploma courses has some drawbacks. How many attempts should be at max for NEET and PG? Good question. First time, most people won't get it right. The second time, if you do it properly, you will get it. After the second time, the third time, the fourth time, it's going to be very bad, then you don't feel like studying. Most of the statistics show that the second time is the most important period of time. Okay. You need to concentrate for central exam. Good. So, but now central exams are being very unpredictable. Like I think this year it was very dry. The paper was about AIIMS was very dry. It's very unpredictable. I can't give you the head count right now. I should do some more research and I'll get back to you. Okay, guys, I think the session was helpful to each and every one of you. And I would like to say that the take home points is that it's never too late to start. When you ask me if when should you start, I would ideally suggest you should have started when you are born. But you can't do that. So I think you should start now. Now is what you have. So use it completely. It's never too late to start. About doing grant tests every Sunday, every week you get to. You do about 200 questions per day and that would be sufficient. You should give a residual memory for you. And moreover, the exam is easy. It's not impossible. It's possible. The destination is easy, but the journey to the destination is very hard. If it was easy, everyone would have done it. But trust me, it is easy. You just need to put your mind to it. Each and everyone of you can get it. Just believe in yourself. Thanks a lot for giving me the opportunity to talk in front of you. I will cut off my video feed for some time and then I would love to answer your questions. Is that okay? I want to become a surgeon. What is your advice, sir? Become a surgeon. What is your advice, sir? That's a very noble cause. He wanted to be a surgeon. I mean, surgeon's job is, I mean, as I told you, it's very tough. It needs a lot of dedication. I would tell you, just go for your dream about it. You will be a surgeon. You will do what you will do it. Don't ever let anyone put a finger on your head and tell you you can't do it. You can do it. It's very possible. Everyone can do it. I have done it. And all of you can do it. The best surgeon is about how much you care for the patient, how much you understand the patient. That humanity will always be superior of everything. Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks to each and every one of you. I would like to get off video cam. And I would love to answer all of video cam. And I would love to answer all of your questions in the live chat. You can follow my group, Breaking the Doctor's Code. I think I'll put a URL the live page so that all the updates and all this clarification can be put. And I think each and every one of you knows me. I think you can contact this page, GzRocksta. Thank you so much for GzRocksta, Mr. Gokul and Gokul and Dr. Vimal for giving me this opportunity to talk in the channel. I think it's very much informative for them and for the other people around. This is actually a very great opportunity, and I would suggest you. I was a failure in my UG. Trust me, but I've got a lot of things running around. No, it's like I got a good support system. I've got a good life, and it's not like one day's work. It's going to take time. But right now, I'm doing a lot of productive work, a lot of scientific work, and I'm the content writer for an AIM for PG group as well. And I hope that all of you can do the same thing, and this phase of your bad phase of life will soon pass. Thank you, everyone.